Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Welcome back to Gunner Fan TV. Welcome back to another video. Now, today I want to talk about Mikel Arteta and his reign so far at Arsenal. Now, the question I have for you guys today is, has Arteta had enough time or does other coaches need more time? Now, Arteta started in 2019, December. That first season for him was 2019, 2020. He took over from Emery and since then, as you can see in the background there, Arteta has only been able to win an FA Cup in his first season. By the way, a lot of people tend to say he used Emery's team, but I'm going to give him credit because you could be using a good team, but if your tactics aren't on point, then it doesn't matter what kind of team you have. So I'll give him that, even though it was someone else's team, it was his tactics, right? It was his management that allowed us to come out with that FA Cup. So let's answer this question. Let's deep dive into this real quick. And it's not going to be a long video. I'm trying to keep it under 10 minutes. But last of the Mohegans were pretty much Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger. You haven't really seen coaches last that long within football nowadays, and we're talking about club football, not so much with international football. That's a whole different ballgame, literally a whole different ballgame. But we're talking about club management, right? I can't remember any other coach after Arsene Wenger. I think maybe Simeone. He's probably one of the longest serving coaches, and I'm pretty sure there may be others, but the well known ones, I think Simeone along with Pep and now Arteta, right? But back in the day, coaches had more time, right, to get their stuff together, to get the core of that team together, to build that team, to turn around a team if it needs to be turned around. But nowadays they don't have that luxury. And I think if I could remember, Chelsea was the club who just used to just fire coaches left and right. And then everybody, all these rich owners came in and they want instant gratification and they just started getting rid of coaches left and right. And we haven't really seen a coach really settle into a club and kind of build their DNA into that club, right? But Mikel Arteta has gotten that time, and in all fairness, we've seen a turnaround because Arsenal was in a very very dark place before Mikel Arteta, post Arsene Wenger. So let's give him some credit. He did turn around the team, and I think that's on account of him having enough time to kind of implement his philosophy within not just the team, but the culture of the club, the fans, and everything else. So the question I'll ask again, right? Has he had enough time, or does other clubs need to kind of copy this, right? And give coaches more time to kind of embed themselves within the culture and the fabric of the organization of the club. And I think it's a whole different it's a different culture now. It's a whole different time in football where football has evolved from what it used to be, where coaches would have time to to get things done. It's just now it's instant gratification for these wealthy managers, these wealthy owners, rather. These wealthy owners, they want results right away, right? And we see it amongst all these clubs who are heavily who are pumping money, investing money, owners who are pumping money into the club. They want instant gratification. We see it with Forest, right? Ange came in, things were happening, he's out, right? And it's like that with a lot of clubs nowadays. Coaches aren't getting enough time. So for me, I kind of like where Arsenal is heading, if I'm going to be honest, right? I'm very appreciative of what Mikel has done for Arsenal because we were in some really really dark times, even during Arsene Wenger, when I don't know the ins and outs of the club's finances, why we weren't getting big players or we weren't getting players of that caliber. I don't know if Arsene Wenger was kind of holding on to the purse a little bit too tight and refused to spend, even though he was given the money. I don't know that, right? I've been supporting the club a long time, since Thierry Henry, since Vieira, Perez, since 1998. I've been watching Arsenal, right? So I don't really know the ins and outs of the finance per se, but I know the core of the players the core of the players have changed within that period from Henry coming to Shamak, right? It's like a big disparity there, right? And I don't know if it was the money spent or not enough money spent. But coaches nowadays don't have the luxury anymore to sit and build a team from scratch. And Mikel Arteta has done that. And again, I'm grateful for that because we've seen some very, very bad times during the last part of Arsene Wenger and even in the early stages of Mikel Arteta. But he's gotten time and he's brought us to a stable foundation. And I think we're past the foundation stage. I think any coach that comes in now, they're able to carry on this legacy and push us. I don't know if he's going to be the one to push us across the line, but anyone who comes in, they have a stable platform to build on if they need to build. We don't really need much building. We just need one Z's and two Z's to kind of help us get over that line. So the culture has changed. I mean, I can't tell these owners what to do, but I think coaches do need time, right? It's not everybody could do that. Not everybody could come in and give you what you want right away without spending some time to get everything organized, to get their own team, to buy their own players, to get their own system in place. It takes time to get that done. And not every coach is skilled, right? Not every coach has the talent to do that, to manage talent. Pep came into a team, a Manchester City team, who they had talent in there. Don't get me wrong, he still had to work, but he had the funds and it had talent. It had players that were of the pedigree who were able at the time to get across the line, right? But with Arteta, in all fairness, he came into a real bad situation where we needed players, we needed a whole like overall, right? And he got the time, and now we're what 6, almost 7 years in, and I think the team is in a good place, right? I want to see trophies, I want us to win titles, but I also have to see what's in front of me, what was behind us, and what is now ahead of us, right? It's brighter. If I'm going to be honest, if I'm going to be objective, if that's the word I'm looking for, right? We're in a better place than where we were 6 years ago. Now, is that enough? Some fans will say, because of the current culture, no, we need to see trophies right now. It's been 6 years. We're not seeing the results. We're not seeing the fruits of the labor. We need results. We need to see a title. They have, they're well within their right to want that. But take it into perspective where we were, where we are now, right? And stop using other scenarios, other the culture of other clubs where they want instant gratification. The owners want that, so they're not giving managers the time to build that team, to imprint their DNA, to find their winning ways and their winning formula. If it's not happening in one season, pretty much that's the average you're out. So Mikel Arteta, first 300 games played, he's won 181. His win ratio is like 60%, but he's only won one FA Cup. Is that a major title? Is that enough? Hey, I'm gonna let you guys be the judge of that. But personally, for me, I think coaches should get more time. Maybe not 6, 7 years, but if you want to see some kind of results, it's gonna take more than 1 or 2 seasons. If I'm gonna be honest. Now, on the other hand, if the coach is terrible, don't waste your time. Get him out. You'll see that right away. Is Arteta a terrible coach? No, he's not. Let's be fair. He's not a bad coach. I think he's a pretty good coach. But again, because of the culture and the climate of football right now, fans, owners, everybody wants instant gratification, instant trophies. So you're not going to be allowed the luxury. All right, guys, if you like this video, go ahead, smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Tell me what you think in the comments, guys. Peace and love, and I'll see you in the next one.